Hello, Jim Hodges here, Maggie here. Maggie is a 2-year-old English Cream Golden, came in for our residency program. Very sweet, very affectionate, has done pretty well in her obedience. She does have a rather severe case of being insecure, unsure of what she's supposed to do, a lack of confidence, even fearful of certain things that she's encountered in life. And I think a lot of that traces back to that fear imprint stage, or one of the 2 fear imprint stages that puppies go through that can traumatically affect them and cause them to move down life based on the fears that encountered them and traumatized them. So our best bet is to try to do our best to try to help her through those. And how do we do it? We do it 2 ways, primarily with Maggie. One is obedience, black and white obedience, black and white, no partials, no shades of gray for a while. We won't ask her to do something, she's got to do it, okay? The other is when she is in one of those insecure moments that we don't console her, we don't empathize and sympathize with her, because although those are wonderful traits that God gave us humans, I believe when we start loving and doting over our dog when they're afraid or anxious, we're actually rewarding the feelings that they're having. So we tell her to get up, put her big girl pants on, and we move on. And we go back to that obedience. I truly believe dogs as pack animals, they have a leader. They feel much more balanced and secure with a strong leader. And that's you and me. Okay? So we're going to work. Listen to my tone of voice. If she messes up out of that anxiety of wanting to please and wanting to do the right thing, we're going to deal with it. It doesn't happen near as often, but it still does. It is going to happen with our owner when she goes back home, but we've already been working together with it, and we go from there. You ready, girl? I've had you in that sit for a long time, although she wasn't in a sit. She was just being a good girl sitting beside me. Let's go. Atta girl. Good girl. So our let's go is our walking command. Her job is to walk with me on a loose leash. She shouldn't pull me. She actually shouldn't smell the ground. She should be right with me. If I turn, she goes with me. Atta girl. Good girl. So I pet her, love her, and move on. If she started to pull, I would tap that leash right to my side, and I would tell her, no, let's go. Okay? And I wouldn't get mad at her. We're not trying to do anything to intimidate or dominate. We're just trying to guide her in the moment. Motivation takes 2 forms: praise, words, touch, treat, toy, positive emotion. Consequence, words, touch, sometimes ignoring a behavior, but it all centers around touch and words, I believe. Primarily touch, because that's how dogs communicate with each other, okay? And I believe we're teaching them our words with touch as long as we do it consistently together in the moment. Let's go. Sit. Good girl. Asked her to sit, she sits. She has to hold that sit, which was very hard for her to do in the beginning. Atta girl. Okay? And break. Let's go. So I asked her to sit. I'm not going to have her sit for a long, long time because I believe it's uncomfortable for a dog. So that means no sit, S-T-A-Y's. Sit. Good girl. So now I told her to sit. Say if she didn't do it or she got up, what would I do? You remember let's go? I would tap to my side. I would go, no, sit, and then good girl once she was doing it. Not great girl, but good girl. So it's a tap of the leash. That's the consequence I was talking about with no. The tap is not designed to intimidate, dominate, do anything along the lines that we could hurt her or have her fear us. It's just to inform her in the moment, this is what you need to do. Break, let's go. So you saw that one more time, sit. Now we're going to down from the front. Good girl. Now when she downs, she has to hold that down until I release her. Pretend like this is her head. If she didn't down or she started to get up, I would tap her right back. One of the things that she does, and it's because she is insecure and wants to please, she'll start to crawl or come up to her mom and to us in the beginning, okay? We have to be ready for that. Anytime our dog does something once, they're going to do it over and over again. And this case is something we want to fix. If it's something we like, we put a word to it, okay? But if she popped up out of that down and came to me now, I would take her back, no, down, and I'd come right back to where I was to show her that, no, you need to stay there no matter how insecure. We're here for you. We're not going to let anything happen. happened to you? Excuse me. Good girl. So that was DOWN from the front. Sit. Good girl. Back into it. Now we can go to the side. Down. Hand signal from the side, down, same thing. Notice I didn't say S-T-A-Y. Now, stay. Good. When I told her down or sit, she's supposed to be waiting for the next command. When I tell her to stay, she has to hold that command. In a relaxed state, she could chew a bone, a toy. She could lay on her side. She could do whatever, smell the ground around her. She could do whatever she wanted to do, except pick up a rock or do a behavior we don't like, and enjoy herself. We typically do 10, 15-minute down stays with her in the beginning, and then we back off. Why that 10 to 15 minutes? It teaches we're leadership material. We never ever give a command unless we know she can do it or we can make her do it, okay? It's so important to become that leader, to ascend that leader. She wants us to be that leader. She wants somebody that she can trust and understand that she's safe at all times. So there I go with the DOWN and the stay. Now stay can also be a room command as well, or just a general stay without her being in a down. We give that open palm, tell her stay, and we move on. If she's up and about in a room, we may be using the stay to walk out of a room. Okay, we walk to the door, we tell her stay, we walk through, she's there, good girl. We praise her, we let her know, we come back in, we pat her and love her, give her a treat, which I just pulled out of my pocket, whatever the case may be. If she walked through the door, we would grab the collar, no, 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 stay, good girl, and we walk right back out. This takes repetition sometimes for dogs, and it's important that we don't let negative emotions get in the way. This needs to be black and white. We just show her, we're trying to teach her, because God knows we taught them, our dogs, all kinds of crazy things without realizing it growing up. So we've got to undo those things. I tell anybody to listen, when our dog's jumping up on us, we taught them to do that from knee-high to a grasshopper, if you will. So watch me, I'm going to get ready to B-R-E-A-K. Watch what I'm going to do with her. Break. Good girl. I bring my hands right here. Good girl. Break. A lot of my breaks are going to be just that. Why? Because I'm trying to teach her that I'm the center of the universe. Break. See how she came right back to me? Pet her, love her, let her feel good. See that little humble look she's got right there? Good girl. Let her feel good about it. And we're also teaching the precursor to the COME command. When I step back and tell her to break and hold my hand here, I'm giving her a target. See, I didn't even tell her to COME, and she wants a treat, because I give her an awful lot of treats on the COME, but at least in the beginning. But she wants to come. We're becoming the center of the universe. Break. Let's go. So we're back to let's go. We did the B-R-E-A-K. Let's do this. Sit. Good. Remember, she holds the sit. No sit. She holds the sit. Good. Now, come. Right here. Good girl. She sat in front of me. She still holds that sit command. Good. Let's go. Until I release her. Sit. Good girl. Let's go. Place. Place is to get on her bed. Lay down, sit down, stand up, read a book. I don't care what she does as long as she gets on the bed. Now, if I'm teaching her the place, as soon as she got on the bed, that would have been a time to tell her good girl and give her a treat, pet. If I gave her a treat, and I'm just trying to explain, we always praise and consequence in the moment for them to understand what they did. So whatever they do, if you want to fix it or let them know they did right, you need to do it in the moment. Because now when I give her a treat, atta girl, what do you think I'm doing? I'm treating her and telling her good girl for staying in the place. She can do that for an hour or two now. She's very good at the place command. The good thing about the place is you can be working at home in these COVID days, have your dog in a place and do the work that you need to do. She's happy, she's with you, but she's also under control, if that makes sense. Let's go. Good girl. So I could have also broke her, but I would not have told her to SIT or DOWN on that bed. Only thing is to break or the let's go to get started. Next thing is the heel command. The heel command, we have this imaginary box beside us, and our job is to have her in beside us in that little box, which is the heel. And when we move, she's to stop automatically and sit. You ready, Maggie? Heel. So we go, we stop, she sits, good girl. She holds that, atta girl. She holds that sit until we release or go to a command again. Heel. So I turn, now watch this when I turn. I step off, she comes right back to the box. Watch this major turn. Now I'm not gonna stop until I come back out of that turn. Good girl. Why? Because when I'm making that actual turn, she can't stay in the box physically. She doesn't know what I'm gonna do, so I come back out and I walk a few steps to give her a chance to get back in that heel position. And she holds it until I break. Good girl. I could DOWN on that. I could do whatever I want to. Any mix of commands. In fact, I tell my clients, if our dog starts anticipating what we're doing, we need to use our imagination and mix it up. We're becoming too predictable. Okay? Last thing is to load up. Load up. Atta girl. Right. This is carrying very important weight. She had an accident getting into her vehicle when she was little. She's very insecure about it. So the load up is a great way to start it. This morning, we started to teach her. She was terrified, but after a few times, she was hopping up and getting into the vehicle. She's still terrified, but she got into the vehicle. Now what we do is we just move in baby steps, keeping her into doing it once or twice, not 20 times a session, 1, 2, or 3 positive times, rewarding the heck out of her, trying to get her to hold it for a few minutes and then break, releasing her to come back out of it, okay? So those are the kind of things that need to be done with her. We need to make sure we reaffirm everything that happens. Be sure that when she's insecure and she's not feeling comfortable, that we don't sit there and love and dote on her. If anything, we make her start to work. Get her out of that funk and get her moving. Okay? My name is Jim Hodges, JimHodgesDogTraining.com. Facebook at Jim Hodges Dog Training. My number is 336-945-3232. I've been told, I know we're going to see her again and again in the future. I want to help. Anytime you want to come back and work with me, there's no charge as long as you come to me. I want to help make a difference for her just as much as for you guys, okay? Thank you so much. God bless you, and Merry Christmas.